Day of the Demon. Trials of a Demon Hunting Soccer Mom. Demon Hunting Soccer Mom, Book 7. By J. Kenner, writing as Julie Kenner. Narrated by Megan Kelly. Chapter 1. I always knew that parenting a teenager would be like living with a demon from hell. The hormonal explosions, the friend drama, the dating drama, the high school drama, all of the little passion plays that make up the theater that is known as adolescence. I read all the parenting books, I talked with other moms, I watched movies and television shows. I anticipated everything, except for the one thing I couldn't possibly have imagined. My teenager really is a demon. Okay, maybe that's a slight exaggeration. Technically, she's only part demon, and that from her father's side. And I'm not even sure how much demon is in her, because we don't really know how much was in her father in those years when he was growing up, his body and soul unknowingly entwined with a demon put there by his own parents when he was an infant, in a ritual that no parenting book would ever endorse. And yes, the fact that our daughter is part demon did save the world just a few days ago, though that little tidbit didn't even make the local news. Not like that's a shock. Preventing the apocalypse hardly ever makes CNN. But none of that changes the fact that something demonic lives inside my strong, beautiful, snarky daughter. Not just lives, is. She's not possessed. She's not playing host. That darkness is part of her. That yearning for power and mayhem. That fundamental, hard, cold evil. I've never seen it in her. It's never come out. But I know it's there, and that simple reality scares me to death. Because how do I protect her from something hidden deep inside her? My name is Kate Connor, and I'm a level 5 demon hunter. And right now, my biggest fear is that someday the demon in my daughter will burst forth, and that will be the end of everything. Because even if it meant the apocalypse, how in hell could I kill my child? Chapter 2.
So, the kid's got some evil inside her,
Eddie said, leaning back in the recliner he'd claimed as his own. He rubbed his stubbly gray beard and made a snorting noise.
Like that's news. She's 15. Who ever heard of a 15-year-old who wasn't evil?
Hello, Allie said. Sitting right here, and so not evil. My daughter Allie, the subject of this particular conversation, glared at her great-grandfather. Or, rather, at the man she considered her great-grandfather. Like me, Eddie Lohman had retired from the demon hunting life. Also like me, he'd been pulled out of retirement and is now back in the thick of it. I'm a level 5 demon hunter, which puts me out in the field. And although he's not officially on the Forza Scura payroll, Eddie stepped up as my alimentatore, a sort of mentor, teacher, researcher, coach. And in Eddie's case, a sometime babysitter, an all-time curmudgeon. Forza Scura is the secret arm of the Vatican created thousands of years ago to train, educate, and organize hunters to fight the demons, vampires, zombies, and other creatures of hell who move secretly through our world. Demons are the most prevalent because they're the ones who can look the most human because, well, they pretty much are human. The thing is, demons are all around us all the time, and I mean that literally. Walk through the world, and you're walking through demons, albeit demons in another dimension. Those of us in Forza call it the ether, but it's fair to say it's a kind of limbo, and it's where demons wait, lurking around for the chance to slide into a body that a human doesn't need anymore. Not that they can take over every dead body. There's a very short window of opportunity, so the demon has to be right there and ready, paying attention and on his toes. But that's not all. Even if the timing is right, the departing soul can still protect the body. It can fight, and most souls do. And the more faith that a person had in this life, the harder it is for the demon to battle its way inside. Still, quite a few demons make it, and you hear about it every day. A heart attack victim miraculously revived, a drowned swimmer brought back to life. Maybe that's just exceptional work by the EMS folks, but I usually assume demon. Call me a pessimist, but I figure it's better safe than sorry. Once a demon is inside a body, it could simply stay there for as long as the body lasts, living out its life as a super strong human. Most don't, though. They're demons, after all, and that means they want to get out and do a little damage, shake things up, and go all evil on the world. Also, most tend to be minions, doing the work of high demons who have a serious agenda. Like, bringing about the end of the world as we know it. Those demons are easy for a hunter to spot. But the others? Well, they manage to blend in. Some slide into regular jobs. They're demons, yes. They're evil, absolutely. But they also just want to be human. I've known demons who ran convenience stores and strip clubs and telemarketing farms. Usually their true nature gets the better of them after a while, but the point is, they're out there. And now, I can't help but think that Allie has something in common with them. The thought isn't a happy one. Just like Father Donnelly said, right, Kate? Eliza's voice pulls me from my reverie. I'm sorry, what? My 18-year-old cousin and Allie exchanged exasperated glances. Geez, Mom, distracted much? I didn't answer because, yeah, it was fair to say I was a little distracted. Exhausted, too. We'd only arrived back home in San Diablo 2 hours ago after flying more than 15 hours from Rome. There wasn't enough coffee in the world to unfog my tired and garbled brain. Eliza said that all the stuff inside me's good. Allie plowed on as my husband Stuart, who was sitting beside me on the couch, tightened his grip on my hand. Just like Father Donnelly said, I've got the essence, but not the evil. Strength and strategy. So, that's all a plus on the hunting end, right? She shifted to look from me to her father, Eric, who was sitting in one of the dining room chairs that we'd pulled into the living room for this impromptu family meeting. Right? She said again, and though I couldn't be sure, I thought there was a note of panic in her voice.
Of course it's all good,
Eric said, his body shifted toward the left to favor his working eye. He'd lost the right one in our last battle before going to Rome, and all things considered, had adapted remarkably well. Right, Allie said. Okay. I was grateful that Allie was looking at Eric so intently that there was no way she could have noticed how Eddie rolled his eyes, making his caterpillar-like eyebrows twitch.
You saved the world, didn't you?
Eric added. Damn right she did, Eliza said fiercely. She saved all of us. At the time Allie had been saving the world, Eliza had been in the hospital, having faced death in the process of trying, and failing, to save her mother, the aunt I'd never known. I glanced at the leather cuffs she now wore on her wrists. They looked like the fashion statement of a badass girl with attitude. And while that description fit Eliza, the real reason for the cuffs was to hide the nasty, jagged scars. I'd never freaking kill myself, Eliza had said on our last day in Rome, 2 weeks after the world hadn't ended. We were on her first outing after the hospital, and she'd wanted to go to the open-air market. I'd understood why when she'd headed to